Imagine a Caribbean country known for its beaches, luxury hotels, and British heritage, suddenly announcing that Spanish will be its second official language. The news seems historic, but it has also generated exaggerated interpretations and a question that almost no one answers clearly. Did Antigua and Barbuda really make Spanish an official language overnight? Today we're going to separate the facts from the exaggerations and explain why this small Caribbean nation could change its future in the region. The story officially began on May 13, 2026, the day the Cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda approved a national policy to establish Spanish as the country's second official language. In this way, the Cabinet ordered the Ministry of Education, Science, and Technology to begin a restructuring of the school curriculum so that Spanish has a central presence from the earliest educational levels. The idea is to introduce it or strengthen it from preschool, continue in elementary school, and consolidate it in secondary school. The stated goal is for young people in Antigua and Barbuda to have better educational, professional, economic, and diplomatic opportunities in a region where millions of people speak Spanish. However, it's one thing to approve a policy and quite another to have a fully functioning bilingual system. Here comes the first major clarification. Although some public communications have presented the decision as an immediate fact, Prime Minister Gaston Browne himself pointed out a few days after the announcement that the Ministry of Education still had to develop the necessary framework to implement the initiative. That means the political decision was made, but much of the implementation is still pending. But what is the official language of Antigua and Barbuda? This question seems simple, but it's one of the most curious aspects of the broader picture in this Caribbean country. In everyday life, administration, parliament, education, and the judicial system, English is clearly the main language of the country. Antigua and Barbuda was a British colony and gained its independence in 1981. Its institutional structure follows the British parliamentary model. However, its constitution does not contain a general and direct phrase that says English is the official language of Antigua and Barbuda. Although it does require, for example, that the members of the Senate and the House of Representatives have sufficient ability to speak and read English and thus participate in the activities of Parliament. Therefore, English has an undeniable legal, political, and administrative position, which makes it the main and de facto official language. Now let's go back to the news that concerns us in this video. It should be clarified that the new policy does not eliminate English, does not reduce its importance, and does not intend to replace it. Spanish would only be a second official language, not the new main language of the country. To clarify the linguistic situation of Spanish, let's first examine what is and what is not confirmed to date. It is confirmed that the Cabinet approved the policy to establish Spanish as a second official language, and that the Ministry of Education will have to reform the school curriculum. In addition, the creation of an office called the Spanish Desk within the Prime Minister's office is also confirmed. This office will have the task of facilitating communication between the government and the Spanish-speaking community, helping with access to public services and supporting integration processes. There is also a prospect of closer relations with the Dominican Republic, known as DRIP, designed to strengthen cooperation in areas such as education, tourism, trade, investment, and cultural relations. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be reminded when there's a new video. Now let's see what's not confirmed. There is no evidence that all government forms must be immediately available in Spanish, nor has it been announced that laws must be published in both languages, nor that trials, parliamentary debates, passports, or all administrative procedures will now be conducted in a bilingual manner. There is no general obligation for adults to learn Spanish. And of course, English has not disappeared. It has not stopped, nor will it stop being the dominant language of the state. It is also incorrect to claim that all schools are already teaching Spanish under the new model. But then why was this decision made? Antigua and Barbuda maintains an increasingly close relationship with the Dominican Republic, one of the most important Spanish-speaking countries in the Caribbean. Both governments have worked together in terms of tourism, trade, transportation, health, culture, investment, and professional training. In addition, Antigua and Barbuda has a Spanish-speaking community that needs to interact with hospitals, schools, immigration offices, and other public institutions. Communication problems had already been recognized in previous official documents. But there is also a powerful economic reason. Tourism accounts for more than 60% of the country's gross domestic product, according to figures used by the government itself. That means a large part of employment, income, and commercial activity depends on foreign visitors. Speaking Spanish could make it easier to receive and serve tourists coming from Latin America and Spain. Spanish can also open up opportunities for workers in the hotel sector, restaurants, transportation, commerce, ports, and professional services. The government has also highlighted new maritime routes that connect St. John's with places like the Dominican Republic, Cartagena in Colombia, and Panama. These connections can strengthen trade, tourism, and the movement of people within the Caribbean. In that scenario, a young population capable of communicating in both English and Spanish would have a real advantage. But turning a language policy into a national reality will not be an easy task. The first challenge will be to get enough Spanish teachers from preschool through high school, appropriate materials for each age group, and obtaining ongoing training programs. It will also be necessary to decide which variant of Spanish will be taught, what level students should reach, and how their learning will be evaluated. Another challenge will be to prevent the initiative from being limited to just a few hours a week without real results, since a language is learned through practice and constant exposure. In addition, it will be necessary to decide whether Spanish will be focused on education and community services, or if it will allow a person to submit applications, receive information, and carry out government procedures in that language. That discussion is still ongoing. In any case, in the long run, Antigua and Barbuda could form a bilingual generation with greater job opportunities, working in tourism, commerce, diplomacy, transportation, and international companies. It could even become a bridge between two worlds of the Caribbean, which have historically been separated by language, the Anglophone Caribbean and the Hispanic Caribbean. And you, what do you think about this historic decision made by this Caribbean country? Do you think this is a big step for the Hispanic world? Leave us your opinion in the comment box and
comentarios.
That's all for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this channel. I also invite you to turn on the notification bell so you get reminded when there's a new video. See you soon.